Hello and welcome. If you are new here, my name is Rain. If you are a regular of mine, welcome back. Today's video is an interesting one for me because I allowed my community members to choose the theme. I had 3 different video ideas, and out of the 3, most of them overwhelmingly chose this theme, which is how my difficult plants are doing. If you haven't heard yet about my brand new community, it is absolutely free to join, but it is private. So I am screening people who are coming in. It is not open to just anyone. My plant community is called COZY Plants, and you can find it on School. And I want to keep it a safe space for us planty people to interact with each other. So we'll be having conversations and share our photos of our plants. We will also be doing live plant chore sessions together. It'll be like a monthly hangout for us so that we can actually get our plant chores done, because I know a lot of us like to procrastinate on the repots and everything. If it sounds like something you would like to be a part of, I just ask that you answer 3 questions before I let you into the community. And the questions are, what are your favorite plants? What is your #1 wish list plant? And what do you hope to get out of the community? I just want to make sure that you are a real person who really loves plants. I want the space to be positive and fun. You can find the link in my bio, or you can just do a search for COZY Plants on School. Let's go ahead and get started with the video. So which plant should I start with first, and which one should I keep for last? Okay, I decided to start with my Oxalis. So I hope you can see me. I believe this was a $5 plant that I got from Trader Joe's, and it was a single plant. I separated it out because I felt like it had outgrown its original pot. And when I did the separation, the plant started to decline. So you can see all these dead leaves down here. And this plant, I feel like, is difficult for me because #1, it requires lots and lots and lots of light, like indirect light. So I have this in an area of my house where it can get as much light as possible. It is also a thirsty plant, so I have a self-watering pot set up here with this one. This one is not self-watering, but I've got it in this container, and every time I water it, I do leave a little bit at the bottom inside the water, my dish, my water dish here. And it is still summer right now, but I do believe that this plant is going to go dormant in the winter, and that is not something I have experience with yet. I've only had this for a few months, so I'm a little bit scared of what's going to happen with the plant. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do with it. I guess you just like don't water it, or you water it much less, but we shall see if it survives the winter. But as you can see, this one started flowering again. So when I first bought this, it was in bloom. And then when I repotted it, the flowers kind of just died off and went away. But this one decided to start blooming again. And I think it might be because I started leaving my room a little bit warm on the warm side. For some reason, this one is not flowering, and I don't know why. I have a suspicion that it's because it's not getting as much light as this. But there was a moment that I thought I was going to lose these plants. As you can see, there are leaves on each one that are extremely long. Like these are extremely long and very large. These are the older leaves from the original plant. And now it's got little tiny baby ones coming out, which only started happening recently. So that makes me feel good. It's a huge relief that the baby leaves are now starting to come out. I absolutely love this plant. I think it's so beautiful. When I first got it, it was only green, but now it has purple backings, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if this is like a maturity thing or if it's the environment. Like, I have no clue. But look, I think it's so, so beautiful. I love having this in my bathroom. I get to look at it every single day, and the flowers on here are so precious. This is one of my favorite plants. Not one of my top favorite plants, just because I don't like plants really that have like crispy leaves that I have to constantly clean up, but it still is really fun to look at. Here's a closer look at my Oxalis. Not only is this plant non-toxic, it is also edible. It has a sour taste due to the presence of oxalic acid, and this is where it gets its name from. People with certain health conditions should be cautious, however, when trying to eat this plant. At nighttime or on cloudy days, the leaves of this plant will fold up as if it's sleeping. This is a phenomenon called nyctinasty. Plant #2 is my Philodendron glorious. So I have some members in my community that have this exact same plant. and theirs are thriving. The leaves are huge and so velvety and beautiful. Mine is looking very sad. I do live in a desert. It is dry out here. So I feel like I'm not watering this plant enough. I am an underwaterer, and most of my plants thrive under my care because they can handle some drought, but this one I don't think can handle drought. So it's a difficult plant for me. And I think it is also a side crawler. So I'm gonna have to repot this. And what I'm actually gonna do is make a ceramic pot. So I'm on a journey to make 100 plus pots, ceramic pots, in my pottery studio for all of my 100 plus plants. And I think my next project is going to be a long squarish planter, like rectangular planter, so that this can do its side crawling thing in the long planter. I'm going to also make it a self-watering pot because I think this thing just needs more moisture. So I do have the newest leaf here has ripped, and I think that's something that happens maybe when the plant is not getting enough water. So it's in the process of unfurling, but it's just like ripping as that happens. And there's some browning happening, some crispiness on the tips there. So that's totally my bad. But because of the environment that I live in and also my time constraints of like just not being able to repot everything when it needs to be repotted, this is turning out to be a little bit difficult for me. It's still alive though, and I do have hope that I can revive it. So I'm hoping that the new ceramic pot that I make for this is going to save its life. And if you guys want to see the process of that, be on the lookout for a video in the future because I will be documenting that whole process from beginning to end. The velvety texture on these leaves are to die for. I'm hoping I can help this Philodendron glorious go through a glorious transformation in the next couple of years. It is ready for it. It's bursting at the seams. Next up is my variegated peace lily. When I first got this plant, it was so nice. It had the most beautiful variegated leaves and it was so lush and healthy. And one day it just started going limp. And I don't know if it was due to overwatering or underwatering. I do know that the substrate that it was in was extremely goopy and I didn't know how to manage that. So I decided to experiment with the plant and I separated out the different plantlets. I put some of them in water. I had put one into pond, and then I had put this one into my aeroid mix, my DIY aeroid mix. And all of the other plantlets didn't make it. The ones that were in just plain water, the roots started to rot. Maybe that was my fault. I don't know if I should have cleaned the water out more or if I should have put hydrogen peroxide into the water to sterilize the roots. Like, I really don't know. That was earlier on in my journey, and I was just experimenting to see what would happen. The one that I put into pond wasn't doing well. That one started going limp pretty quickly. And this is the last of them, the one that's in my aeroid mix. So I've been letting it dry out. I can see that the bottom half of the soil is still a little bit moist, but I'm thinking maybe I need to keep it more moist. Maybe I'm letting it go dry too much because the leaves are starting to crisp. Like, there is fading away. It's interesting to me how some of the more common houseplants have turned out to be more difficult for me. And I'm finding that I do much better with plants that can handle drought. So although this may not be a difficult plant for everyone, it's turning out to be a difficult one for me. And I'm doing my best to keep it alive. So any suggestions I always take. And I have heard that some of you grow this in hydro setups, but I'm not really sure what that looks like, how that works. But at this point, I don't want to do any more experimentation with this plant. I'm just going to leave it in here and see if it decides to grow any new plantlets in the future. I'm hoping that I can save this plant. Since it's lasted this long in this mix, I'll just keep it as it is for now. Life has not been good to this peace lily. Remnants of its beauty still remain, but its form has been captured in time. I'm afraid this leaf will remain eternally unfurled. Next up, my ferns. So I had a maidenhair fern, this thing right here. Look at how brown and crispy it is. It's probably dead, but I'm holding out hope because sometimes plants go dormant for months and months. I think sometimes it takes even like 6 months for them to come back. So I'm holding out hope that maybe there's like one tiny root in there that's gonna like rejuvenate and the plant will come back. So I've got this in my cabinet and I'm just gonna leave it in there until like next spring. And if nothing comes out in the spring next year, then I'll get rid of it. But I absolutely love the maidenhair fern. It is one of the most beautiful plants ever. It's so delicate, it's so beautiful, and I really miss it. But these plants do not do well in my environment, especially with the drafts that I have all over my house, because it gets up into the hundreds in the summer. So my AC is blasting, I have my fans on. So these things, if they're out in my room, they get lots and lots of drafts. This one here is my lemon button fern, and it was one of the cutest plants also. I love the little leaves, the little round like button leaves. And it's not completely dead. I think there is one, two, three green strands left. I don't know if I see any new growth coming out of it, but I feel like it is still alive. So I'm definitely keeping it. It's in my bathroom on my bathtub, and I try to keep it away from the draft, but I feel like no matter where I put it, there's going to be draft. And at this point, I have run out of space in my cabinet. So once I get my begonia out of the cabinet, there will be space for my lemon button fern, and I should probably put it in there. I bet you if I did, it would start sprouting new growth. So these plants are definitely difficult for me just because I can't provide the conditions that they need to thrive, unfortunately. That makes me very sad because I love them so much. All right, the next plant is a whole group of plants, and it is the Alocasias. So I had a bambino and I lost it. It was doing so well. It was sprouting lots of new leaves, and I had put it under my grow light downstairs, and it stopped browning. Like when I first brought it into my home, I didn't know how to take care of it. I was letting it go too dry for too long. So the older leaves would get brown and I would just have to keep peeling them off. But I figured out that I needed to give it more water. And so I did. And the leaves were staying green. And it even sprouted a huge leaf. So I was like, yes, I finally figured it out. And then all of a sudden it started to wilt. So I don't know if it was, again, from overwatering or underwatering. And I feel like alocasias are a difficult genus of plant to take care of. And I don't know if it's just me or it seems like it's difficult for a lot of people. But I think these are all the alocasias that I have right now. And I absolutely love the genus. I love these plants. They have really awesome leaves. But I do think they require a little bit more humidity. And so I do keep most of these inside of my cabinet. The green unicorn here seems to be the most hardy of all of the alocasias. So I keep this out in my environment. It's in my bathroom. This is the newest leaf here. And it lost some leaves. I let it go dry for too long. Oops. So I lost some leaves on there, but this is the newest one. And there is a new growth point coming out right there. Oh yeah, and it's browning on the tip too. I need to start watering it more. I should give this a self-watering pot. So that'll be part of my ceramic journey process. This is my fry deck, and it's looking very, very sad. I don't know what happened to it. It was doing so well, and then all of a sudden the same thing. It just started to wilt. Like it feels like not soft. It's just bending over. I don't know what that means. Why are you doing this? I'm gonna take this old leaf off. This used to be a white one. I've lost all the white leaves, and this one is curling up. It's the weirdest thing ever. What does it mean? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel like it's wilting. Like it doesn't feel soft. like it doesn't have enough water. It just like it's curled. It's curling under. It's the weirdest thing ever. But I love the leaves on this. Like the older one here, the big one feels kind of velvety. I do think these are velvety. When I first got them, they were not. They were glossy. But here's my dragon's breath. And I lost all of the leaves except for this one. It looks pretty healthy. And there's a new growth point coming out now. So this one's in pon. And the alocasias that I have in pon seem to like it. Like they seem to be doing okay. I did lose my other dragon's breath. I had another one that was in a jar and I accidentally overwatered. It was in sphagnum moss and I put too much water in it and I couldn't get it out. Like there's no way I could get it out of the sphagnum moss, and so it died. It suffered from being overwatered. So I hope this one survives because it's really beautiful. I love the leaves so much. And then this is my mellow. This one's doing great. This is also in my cabinet. This big one here, that's the newest leaf. Look, it's getting almost as big as my hand. I'm so proud of this one. This is also in pon. Did I say that already? So it's only got 3 leaves right now. This one I should pull off. It died off. I don't know if I see any new ones coming out yet. No, I can't. There's a sheath covering, so I don't know if there's a new one coming out yet, but there's some weird black spots on here, and I'm going to show you the close-up, but like, do you guys recognize what that is? Is that normal? I hope it's not pests. The plant seems to be doing fine. Like, I don't feel like it's affecting the plant, but like, what is that? So I have another whole category, and the genus is the Anthuriums. These plants feel so similar to the Alocasias for me. I feel like they're so similar to each other. And just like the Alocasias, I absolutely love the leaves on Anthuriums, the velvetiness, and the fact that they get so large. These plants are so cool. I do think they require more humidity, which is another problem for me. I am keeping my Clarinervium in my cabinets. It's doing okay in there. This is the newest leaf here, so it's getting larger. It's the cutest thing ever. I love the heart shape or like spade shape, whatever that is. It's so cute. But as you can see, it does crisp up. So I guess I hadn't been giving it enough water. And I'm so enamored by these leaves. I can't stop touching it. Um, this one is a no ID Anthurium. This one's pretty big. It's much larger than the original leaves that I've lost by now. This is the newest leaf. It's come out much smaller, so probably I'm not giving it enough water. I don't know, I guess I'm just not like an Alocasia person or an Anthurium person, although I want to be. It just seems like there is a steeper learning curve with these 2 genus of plants. So I do think that these are the only 2 Anthuriums I've ever purchased for myself, that I've ever had. And they're both still alive, so that's good. I definitely do want to get more Anthuriums. I do love these plants a lot. I just haven't been watching a lot of videos on how to take care of these yet. Like the Hoyas are my favorite genus, and I care about those more than anything else. But now that I feel like I have a handle on the Hoyas, I want to start learning more about the Alocasias and the Anthuriums. And now I actually have another group of plants, and I wouldn't say that Hoyas are difficult plants. I feel like they're one of the easiest plant genuses to take care of, but every species is different. Almost all of my Hoyas have been super forgiving. I have lost some Hoyas, a few, I don't know, 2 or 3 maybe, and I have some that are rehabbing right now. So I'm just going to talk about like the specific ones that I'm having a difficult time with, and I'm not taking them out. They're in my cabinet right now, and I don't want to mess with them because I feel like they're making progress, especially my Hoya Nova Ghost. It's sprouting leaves. Oh my gosh. I just discovered it like now as I was making this video. I was looking in my cabinet and I noticed there's 2 little leaves sprouting out of my Nova Ghost. That makes me so happy because I thought I was going to lose it. So in a previous plant chore video, I had chopped it up because it was starting to, I think it was suffering either from root rot or from maybe like too much draft. So I cut it up and propagated it, and then I've left it in the cabinet. I don't know how long it's been now. I'll have to look at the original video when I did the propagation. But now finally one of them is sprouting some leaves. So yay, there's hope there. I think it's going to come back. So I'll go ahead and just show you a close-up of each of those plants in the cabinet. Here is my Hoya Nova Ghost. There are 4 different pieces in here, and one of the stems has new baby leaves. This is my globulosa. The one leaf that's left is still green and glossy. The stem is also still green, so there is hope for this plant. What I'm most excited for is that the roots look nice and healthy. I had taken my inundating out of the cabinet for a while to see how it would do in my environment, and then the one leaf started to go, so now it's back in the cabinet. Before I show you my very last plant that I'm most proud of, I need to interject with these 2 plants that I kind of forgot about. This is my Monstera Pinetti partita. I know this plant has so much potential, but it is just not doing great under my care. And this is my string of pearls. I have 1 strand left, and there is some new growth coming out here, so there's hope. All right, the last plant in this video. I'm so proud of it. It has been, I think it's been dormant since I bought it. The seller who sold it to me on Facebook Marketplace was telling me that she was having a difficult time with this plant. And I was like, oh, all right. I'm just gonna have to be patient with it. So I don't know if I mean, it hasn't been difficult for me to take care of it. I've just been watering after the soil completely dries out. But it is another philodendron. And me being an underwaterer, the philodendrons don't really like that too much, I think. So when I first got this, it was just this one big pillowy leaf here. I love this plant so much. And then it started growing a new leaf and it was taking forever. It was like a little nub, just like this one. There's a brand new growth point that I just noticed right now. But it looked just like that, right? It comes out as like a cone, like a red cone thingy, a point. And then it like slowly grows. And then it like took forever for this leaf to unfurl. And as you can see, there's a rip. There is a hole in this one too, which I don't know why that's there. Maybe it got burned or something. Or maybe it was a rip just like this. But my philodendrons that require more water are ripping their leaves as they unfurl. So I need to, I guess, just start watering them more and maybe put them in like self-watering pots. So this second leaf here does not look as nice as the first one. And I don't know if that's because it's still just brand new. It just feels really flimsy. But this plant was like, I had to prop it up with this little trellis thing that I made because it was just like flopping over like back and forth like this. So I had to secure it. So I feel like once it starts to grow out more, I'm gonna propagate it and start it over with brand new roots because this bottom like point right here has turned into a hinge and I just feel like it's very weak And maybe that's why it's growing so slow, because it is really skinny down there at the base, and the fact that it's just flopping like that just makes me feel like it's like not very strong. It's not supporting the plant like it should. And so maybe it's having trouble getting nutrients to the leaves. So yeah, once this grows out some more, I am going to chop it. But I'm still proud of it for having this brand new leaf come out finally. I have high hopes for this plant. All right, well, thank you for watching. If you made it to the end, I really, really appreciate your support. If you're in my community, drop a green heart down below so that I know that you watched this to the end. Thank you so much for voting and choosing the topic of this video. That was a lot of fun. And I'm having lots of fun chatting with you guys in there also. It's so cool to see your guys' plants. And I can't wait to see you guys at the live. All right, so until next time, have a great day and enjoy your plants.